Okay.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show.
Yay.
All right, where I am
Yay.
your hostess, without the mic. I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson. Today, I am joined by two special people. I am going to be joined by my daughter, Miss Nia Henderson. Happy birthday. And Mr. Hen Henderson, who will be introducing himself as he should. Who are you today?
Virgo at 3,000. Yeah.
All right. Virgo with 3,000 is his name today. That sounds
That's right.
great.
That's right. That's right.
Great. All right. Thank you, Virgo with 3,000.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So
yes,
we're
indeed.
going to just tell you all about the show today. Today is a very special show, and we will be talking about HHS, the descheduling versus the rescheduling of medical cannabis, or cannabis, not just medical, cannabis as a whole. Taking it from a Schedule 1 all the way down to a Schedule 3, or should it just be rescheduling, or should it be descheduled altogether, which means just taking it off of all of the scheduling. I particularly have, the right to say, is from a medical standpoint, that it should be descheduled and taken off of the schedule altogether. A lot of people are not like me. They still think that it has all kinds of crazy psychiatric no benefits, no medical. However, I beg to differ. I teach this stuff. And so we go into education. There are too many people who don't know the real education behind cannabis and why it should be descheduled. Now, we should not be judging a book by its cover. We know that the propaganda was there. They have even admitted that it was a lot of phony baloney propaganda to get people to not utilize medical cannabis or marijuana when it was in fact in the pharmacopoeia as a medicine, and it was used in medications for centuries, and they even found it in King Tut's tomb. So that means it goes way back to Egyptian days. So we just want to make sure that everyone is educated, and we do have a way of education, Mr. Henderson, don't we?
Okay.
We do, indeed. All right, but before we get into any of that, we will go ahead and tell you all the outlets of how you can rewatch the show, share the show, and even go and download our shows.
First, I want to start off by saying it's Virgo season. Yeah.
There you
Say,
go.
man. It's September and it's lit too. It's been lit since the 1st of September. So now check this out. If you are a Virgo or know of a Virgo or your loved one is a Virgo, you can always tell them to rewatch this replay at YouTube. Manifest TV on YouTube. If there are on Instagram or Facebook, you want to look for Manifest TV.status, or Periscope and Twitter, status_network_. Look for the head Virgo and Charles, the HVIC, and I'm going to be on there, and we going to be talking about Virgo stuff for the whole game. Well, I've been lit somewhat, but check this out. My pack lost today, so if you want to call in with those words of consolement, 470-251-4647. Man, if you're a Pack fan, if you're a Falcons fan, hit that. Long as you ain't no Cowboy fan, don't hit that.
All right. So you're right. All right. So everyone who has had a birthday for September, we want to shout you all out. Also, our anniversary season on Hinge decided to share his birthday with me, so I feel so I just feel that way. I feel like I'm her, y'all know what her
I gave
is.
myself a birthday present.
I'm her, definitely.
It was
I
my
appreciate
birthday.
it.
It was my birthday, September the 13th. which was also my wedding anniversary.
There you go.
Which was the day we rolled down on it. You know what I'm saying? That we decided to ride down on life together. And guess what? The very next day, September 14th, it's my baby girl Nia's birthday. Do you want to tell them why Nia is special on this birthday
picture.
celebration?
We gotta understand.
Let's go back to the picture of Nia. Right there.
So in the top left corner, Nia was actually being held, and she had started going into seizures. She was having literally about 5 seizures at a time, and like back to back, and we did not understand what was going on with her. But once we did find out that the seizures were linked to the forceps that was used at birth, and how she, her skull, when they took the MRI of her skull, it was crooked. It was not even in the right position of the way that it was supposed to be. So she's a miracle baby. She survived, she fought, she did, and she had stopped having the seizures. What we did was we utilized medical cannabis, and I did start breastfeeding her with cannabis. I was going to do the formula, and so now I don't really do formula at all. I just do the cannabis and I tell patients to do cannabis, the CBD oil for breast milk, because it is already the cannabinoids, the anatomides. I want to go and say it. You all can look that up. It's an educational term of endocannabinoids that are already freely happening and recreating in the body already. So if y'all don't know, we have CBD in our breast milk. We have cannabinoids already in our breast milk. All right, so we want to welcome real quick Miss
Nia Joyce Henderson.
All right, Nia, baby girl, tell us how old you are.
I'm 6 years old.
You're 6
What?
years old. Awesome. And you are our big miracle baby, because you know what used to happen to you when you were younger, when you was a baby? What was it?
I had 5 seizures.
You did. And you wasn't feeling good, so we had to take you to the hospital and stuff, right? Right? Yes, that's right. All right, and so what grade are you in now?
Kindergarten.
You're in kindergarten, that's right. So y'all hear her. She's very articulate, she's very smart, she's reading. And what is your favorite book to read?
The Big Book.
The Big Book. All right. And what else is your other favorite book?
The ABCs.
The ABCs. And you know all your ABCs? And you can count to 100? Awesome. Okay, so what do you want to say to us? You have any questions for Mommy and Daddy?
What's your favorite movie?
The Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid?
The Little Mermaid.
Like The Little Mermaid? Okay. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A doctor.
Yeah? What kind of doctor you want to be?
A veterinarian.
A veterinarian.
A veterinarian? You're such a cutie pie.
You are. Even with her teeth
Snake
gone,
too. Yeah, she's still cutie pie.
Oh.
Do you like to sing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you like to dance? What's your favorite song?
Barbie.
Barbie?
Barbie.
How does that go? I'm an old guy. How does that go?
Sing it for us.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world.
Very good, very good, very good. Have you seen the movie? You haven't seen the movie yet? Okay, so you like Barbies? All right, so we're going to have to see if we can get Barbie to come and sponsor you some Barbies.
That's right. You going to make a YouTube channel and ask Barbie to come to your house?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, you said that you like to dance too? Somebody said that you're into gymnastics. You like gymnastics?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. What's your favorite football team?
Um.
That's okay. That's okay. That's who?
Soccer.
Soccer is your favorite sport?
Hey.
Okay. That's safe. That's safe. That's a good safe thing to say.
Good. You
That's
want
all
to
right.
play soccer?
Next time somebody asks you what's your favorite football team, you say the Packers.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
remember
the Packers. You remember the
They lost
Packers?
today.
You don't remember the Packers? You were born a Packers girl, and I got the picture to prove it.
Yep.
You do?
I do. I can prove it. Well, is there anything that you want to say? There's nothing else that you want to say to the people that's watching you right now? You know the whole world is watching you right now. Yes, everybody in the whole world stopped to look at their screen because such a pretty little girl was on it. So they had to stop and look.
That's right.
Yeah? Yeah? All right. So you're going to tell all your friends, tell all your teachers, hey, I was on TV yesterday.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Thank you,
birthday.
Daddy.
Mommy and Daddy love you very much. What sign are you?
Virgo?
A what?
A
Oh.
Virgo.
A what?
A Virgo.
Oh, turn up right there. That's the key word. All right, baby girl. Daddy, talk to you later.
Okay.
See you later.
See you
Bye.
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 She is so adorable. Yes, she is. She's happy now.
Oh, man, she was more surprised than anything. She was wild about that technology.
Yes, oh yeah. Well, you know, she did homeschool. So when they did the homeschool, they did, the virtual. All right, so you don't remember that.
There she go right there.
There she goes.
It's my Virgo twin right there. Everywhere I go, she go. Man, that girl, man, is so much like me, man, till even I be scared sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And, so this was the event in Texas. So shouts out to Natural to Life Texas. It was epic, y'all. They showed us love, love, love. We miss y'all. And we went all the way to Toys for Tots warehouse where we will be helping with distributing toys for Dallas. So there's our sister, Miss Lisa Montgomery, and there's other sister, Miss Marion. So shouts out to you all for just a welcome to Texas. Welcome back. All right, and we will never forget. So remembering 9/11 on this past Monday, and so it was, something that was recalled by a lot of people. Remembering that day, what were you doing?
I was spying on the government.
You were spying on the government.
Yep, through the news outlets that come on TV, should I say. Nah, come on now, ain't no real spy.
Nah.
But I'm saying, on September 11th, I was watching the news when they said that the first plane smashed into the tower. I was actually at work. I'll never forget it. I was working on 635 in Dallas, Texas, at this place, California Fed Bank, Cal Fed Bank. And I was on a contract for California Federal Bank, and I was watching the news, right? Because above my little cubicle section, they had a big TV, so it wasn't nothing to look up at the screen and see what's going on in the news, stock markets, and stuff like that. That's why I know what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about that money, I know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
All right. So they showed the first plane hit the joint, and then I was like, "Nah, man, this serious, man. This looked like a clip out of a movie that's coming up, right?" Then they showed the second plane hit the joint. Then when they showed the second plane hit the joint, they showed all the people on the ground. All the people was looking disheveled and covered with ash. And then I remember that feeling that I had. Then I saw the video with then President George Bush reading to the kids, and there were some key words that was put up on the chalkboard, right? That nobody didn't ever think about them key words till now. And maybe if we got enough time, I'm gonna school you to it. But you know what I'm saying? Some of those key words were plane, crash, burn. Building. All right. Now, George Bush supposed to have not known about this situation happening, but the teachers, her key words was everything that was happening right then. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I was watching it, and then they was showing to the Pentagon. And they was talking about how another plane crashed into the Pentagon. But what was weird about that plane crash to the Pentagon, they never pulled the plane out of the Pentagon.
What?
Oh, yeah, they told you that a plane crashed into the Pentagon. But when they were showing the rescue mission, right, and the fire department there, right after all that happened, there was no plane tail sticking out of the side of that Pentagon. Neither were there plane tails sticking out of the side of the Twin Towers. It was a lot of suspicion, man. A lot of suspicion going on. A lot of suspicion going on behind that.
Okay.
All right.
Well, call it what you want. Call it a conspiracy. Call it a whatever. You know, it's just whatever you believe. But Mr. Henderson always has his viewpoint. So we give you that. You have your right as a citizen. All right. So we want to especially recognize Hispanic Heritage Month going on this month and well into the 18th of next month. And so this was a nice young lady who was in the community, and she saw my poster that I'm out sharing with the community on Miss Veteran America, along with Final Salute, whose mission is to support homeless women veterans and their children with safe and suitable housing. Now, I am running for the campaign competition for Miss Veteran America because I believe I possess the 4 attributes of Miss Veteran America, which is grace, pose, beauty, and service, the woman beyond the uniform. So just because I'm no longer serving, or most women are still serving, but just because I don't have the uniform on 24 hours, I'm still a sister, I'm still a wife, I'm still a mom, as you just saw, and I do know and have expertise in the area. I've been through the VA on several levels. I've had children through the VA. I've been homeless with the VA. I've had my share of drama and my emotional roller coaster with VA and with veterans, and I know how, and I have expertise in getting them healthy and whole again. As a naturopathic doctor and a holistic wellness coach, I will be able to help those veterans with transitioning their lives and becoming whole. The holistic wellness circle. Remember, the mind, body, and soul. The reason for the holistic cannabis show is mind, body, and soul. And so I do know that I carry those attributes and those characteristics to become the next Miss Veteran America. And so I do have on my sash that I got. So, October the 8th is the competition. All right, okay. I gotta cut all that out. That's not me. So, the final competition is October the 8th in Orlando, Florida, and we're all gonna travel, and I get to do a lip sync competition with Mr. Henderson. He's gonna be my Ike, and I'm Tina. I get to be Tina again. She's awesome, She's she was an outcast in the movie, and then she was outcasted from turmoil, domestic violence, which we are tributing this to domestic violence because women, especially veteran women, one of their main reasons for becoming homeless is domestic violence. They are running and fleeing for relationships, and of course you become homeless in the process. So we're shouting out homelessness and giving a tribute from Miss Tina Turner and her soul. May she rest in peace. And just understanding that there's a lot to Miss Tina. She was outcasted by church, and being an evangelist, being just who I am, I understand that whenever you have membership or you have people who are coming to Christ or to God, you have to have a level of grace because God extended grace upon us. And so as that seed was planted in her throughout the years, we want to recall what was really happening in the element of Christianity. And so she turned out to be a different person, but in the end she escaped a domestic violence relationship. So we want to always give people their own flowers while they're alive. And in saying all of that, we do have some other people that lost their lives, and we want to shout them out as well, and pray their souls make it in. So there's Miss Juanita Murray Smith. She is the mom of the wonderful Global Hope Summit activist, and her birthday was the same day as mine, December 2nd, but she was born in 1934, and she died September the 10th. So we want to send our condolences to the family and our prayers up. And then Iris from the 90s R&B group, 702, has passed away. And so we want to send the family prayers and thoughts to the group, and may her soul rest in peace. All right, and so now this is where our education is needed. Nurses are saying they aren't getting the training they need on medical cannabis. So how are they doing anything with medical cannabis if they're not educating? That's why Mr. Henderson and I have the school, the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science. Look us up, Google us. And then we're still hiring too. California businesses license to allow on-site cannabis consumption may soon be able to sell food and host live performances. So you understand what that means. We've had a show before that talked about consumption lounges. That means clubs, that means bars, that means places where you can actually, physically light up, toke, and enjoy your night without having to worry about the strenuous faults from DUIs and things like that, because we know that a drop of CBD oil will counteract the THC that causes the high, and you won't be high because everybody has to get a shot before they go. I don't know. That's just my thought. All right, so and then I am interning with Normal because marijuana law reform is definitely needed in my home state of Indiana, writes the fall 2023 intern Ashley Culbertson. So great job. We are still looking for normal representatives. We need more normal people to join the Normal group. And if you are in Atlanta, Peachtree Normal is looking for everybody to do everything. So if you're interested, please give Peachtree Normal a call, look them up. And then with us, this is the classes that are starting soon. So after my competition and finalists and everything, they're going to have new courses. And of course, if you become a member of the Gift of Life Community Home, which has all of these wonderful benefits, you get to get credit repair with Mr. Hen, you get to get clothes and food and mentoring and all kinds of great stuff. Go to me as a doctor or see me, then you will be a member for the Gift of Life. And then we give our graduates trips, 3 days and 2 night getaways to Florida, Vegas, Tennessee, Myrtle Beach, or Branson, Missouri. So if you are interested and you still want to join us, we're just giving this away for free for now. But you can use this code and get on to the trip or the vacation that you want to go to. And if you're coming to Orlando and you want to see me and Mr. Henderson at the Miss Veteran America live, you can use that coupon code to travel 3 days, 2 nights in Orlando at a wonderful resort through Westgate. Now they are a presentation. I just want to let y'all know you can say no, and I get it, but then you can say yes too, and you can get it too, and that's it's not always a good thing to say yes, but it's not always a bad thing to say no. All right, so
especially if either way it goes, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, but you know what? That's funny. That's good. That's a good one. Don't say yes, say no. All right.
Still gonna get it.
Just keep saying no. That's all you gotta do. Just keep saying no. All right. So the Gift of Life Community Home received an award. I'm just so thankful. Alternative medicine practitioner. So I'm just so elated because you know what? Riverdale. We've been in Riverdale for 3 years, and we never received an award from Riverdale. So we just want to thank Riverdale for thinking of us, and
Appreciate you, Riverdale.
we appreciate Riverdale. All right, so you all can look me up, the Holistic Society. Being healthy doesn't have to be hard, so please go to theholisticsociety.com or theholisticsociety.liveeditaurora.com. Or you can put it into your search bar, and it'll give you some things you can click on to go to the website. So by the numbers, this is the numbers of homeless women veterans through Final Salute. If you go to finalsalute.org, you will be able to see the numbers of transitional housing days provided. 17,000 receive financial assistance and and resources through the SAFE program. 6,598 received employment transitional support through Nick's Uniform, which is where they clothe and give them the support and resume, education, stuff like that for the women, the homeless women. And 74 received transitional housing through the home program, which is a home that we had showed a video of before on the previous shows about them housing the homeless women veterans. So 74 actually has been helped, and that's to date the numbers for Final Salute Miss Veteran America. So I just want to shout them out because that's definitely something to be commendable. There's over 40,000 homeless women veterans in America. There should be one. There should not be any. And so that our women in arms are lost in the system, and you guys, I know that I can go for them. I can go and try to get them out the mud. Wherever they are, I'm looking for you with the microscope in the daylights. And I think that advocating through Miss Veteran America will help me to, if someone else brings them in, we can rehab them. We can help them transition to civilian life and to a healthy and holistic civilian life. All right, so Mr. Henderson.
Yeah.
Tell us what you got today.
What I got today?
Virgo. 3,000.
Oh. Say, man, happy birthday to my auntie Marietta. Happy birthday to my cousin Christian Everett. Happy birthday to my niece Katie. Happy birthday to my cousin Mario. Happy birthday to myself. Happy birthday to my daughter Nia. Happy birthday to my baby sister Marion. Did I already say Marion? Happy birthday, Everett. Man, it's just, man. Say, man.
A lot of September birthdays.
Say, man. December and January, man, it was a lot of people, mom and dad, are getting it on. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that was.
Okay.
All right. You know what I'm saying? So happy Virgo Day to all of the Virgos in Virgo Nation. Yeah.
That's it.
That's the largest network of Virgos
That's it. All right.
who keep the month of September on lit.
Keep them lit. That's it.
Now we talking about what I got on what? Credit repair? That's where we at? All right. www.nthcredit.net. Guess what? We're running a special in conjunction with the contest that our beloved Dr. Henderson is involved in.
All right.
We are giving credit repair for free. All right. From now until, well, we started at the beginning of September, all the way to September the 30th, which is the end of the month.
End of the month.
We are doing free credit repair when you make a tax deductible contribution to Final Salute through our very own Yolanda Henderson. All right? You're going to get a free consultation, a free credit audit, and the first round of letters free on me. All right? All you got to do is make that $25 donation.
That's it.
All right? Now, I'm going to be able to find out who's on the naughty and who's on the nice list, who did and who didn't. All right, I'll be able to find out.
So there's stipulations, y'all.
All right, that's the only stipulation to getting it for free is to make a donation.
There you go.
Donate today.
And it goes to a good cause, as you just saw.
Goes to a very good cause to help homeless women, veteran, and their children. All right, and if you are a homeless veteran woman with a child and you see this message, I will repair and restore your credit for free.
Whoa, look at
right.
Mr. Mom for the
For
Mr.
free.
Mom Award nomination.
Oh, yeah.
That is something that is amazing. Look at
www.nthcredit.net. All right, you got to sign up right there. That's how you get started. Now for my fellow men folk who are homeless veteran, if you are interested in my financial coaching services, sir, I will be running a promotion to help you guys as well. But right now, that's not what we're doing.
all right.
Okay.
Well, look at you.
Now,
I need to.
okay, hit the bell then. Hit the bell. All right, very good. Now, the credit tip of the day. Here it is. Go read the FDCPA. The FDCPA is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. These are the set of laws that govern what a collection agency can tell you, what a bill collector can tell you. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or FDCPA. All right? You want to go on there, you want to familiarize yourself with that set of laws. It tells you what time a bill collector can call you. A bill collector can only call you what is stated to be your time zone. So that means between the hours of 8 and 9. Is the only time that your bill collector should be calling you. If they call you at 7:59, they are in violation. If they call you at 9:01, they are in violation. If they call you at a time and place where you have specified is an inconvenient time for them to call you, and they call you, that's a violation. Now, the reason why I'm pointing out all of these violations to you is because each one of those violations is worth the minimum of $1,000. All right? Those violations are worth $1,000 per occurrence. And so most of the time, along with paying you for that violation restitution fee, guess what? They will also remove said item from the credit report.
That's it.
All right? Another credit tip of the day is somebody asked me on Facebook the other day, what is statute of limitations on debt? Statute of limitations mean the time that a creditor can take action against you for non-payment of that account. So, for example, Texas has a 4-year statute of limitations. That means after that debt has ran its 4th year, it is now past the statute of limitations, which means that ABC company or Sprint or Verizon or whoever cannot take legal action against you by way of suing you for this debt. After 4 years, forget about it.
Let's forget it.
After 7 years, the same statute of limitations clause actually would apply also to the age of the debt. All right? Anything after 7 years, it is wrong for it to be still showing up on your credit report, or anybody trying to purchase that debt and with the hopes of re-aging that debt. That is also not a good thing. All right, your debt clock starts the first day of delinquency from that account. So the day you stop paying that account, on that day, start that clock. 7 years later, if anybody talking about it on the credit report, it got to be removed because that's time barred debt. All right.
There you have it.
That was it right there.
That was it. Bam.
Here, I do it.
All right, so Mr. Henderson always have great information and news that we can use on cannabis, on credit, on business. So what is the business looking like with the cannabis stock right now? I'm sure you know, we haven't watched the video, so
Curaleaf is up.
Video in just a minute, but we want to go ahead and have you to tell us about the stock.
Well, this week, right, we got a video to show, but this week we got cannabis industry is about to receive a boost. All right. This week, Senate will be voting on safe banking. And along with that is going to be the descheduling or the realignment of cannabis when it comes to laws. It's not going to be a Schedule 3 is what they're shooting for. Schedule 3 means you still got to go to the doctor to get a prescription, but that would allow on the other side of things for businesses to be able to open bank accounts, secure loans, and funding for their cannabis businesses, y'all. This could be very well the time that all of us businessmen who do business in cannabis been waiting on. This could very well be that time. Curaleaf stocks are up. Green Thumb stocks are up. GW Pharmaceutical stocks are up. And I'm sure that there are others. Now, if y'all remember back a while ago, I told y'all about penny stocks. And I told y'all to get in on penny stocks a long time ago. Cannabis, penny stocks.
Right.
They were literally a penny.
Pennies.
All right? Pennies on the dollar. Well, guess what? If you invested $2,000 into Curaleaf at the time that I told you to do it, right now you'll have a couple $1 million in your bank account easy. And next week, guess what? It's going to go up again. All right, and since we talking about the money, I might as well go ahead and spill the beans on bricks. All right, because guess what? Bricks just doubled in value. So y'all know, remember the last time I was telling y'all about currencies and investing in currencies? And y'all said, nah, man, it ain't but 6 countries. No, sir. It's 26. 26 different countries are now invested in BRICS currencies. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. BRICS just doubled. Okay? That mean the value of your dollar is on the way down. Is we going to see a crash? Is it going to be a full-on crash? I doubt it. I doubt if it be a full-on crash because we're going to pull a rabbit out of a hat now. You know what I'm saying? But for all intents and purposes, right now, y'all need to go and talk to y'all financial advisors and ask your financial advisor about how you can invest in BRICS currencies.
All right. All right, so we have a video on HHS, the rescheduling versus the descheduling and why it should be the way it is. All right, so after this quick clip from Normal's director, our deputy director, who gave his opinion and why it needs to be scheduled.
For cannabis workers strike in Arizona history.
Workers at Curaleaf Midtown in Phoenix, along with elected leaders and community members protesting this afternoon. Fox 10's Stephanie Bennett joins us live with their list of demands. Steph.
John and Christina, good evening. Yeah, the group is fired up and they want their demands met. Take a look at the crowd right now. They've been outside all afternoon. Now, earlier they hand-delivered their strike petition to their bosses. Things got pretty heated at times from both sides. One employee who chose to strike almost got arrested. Meanwhile, staff inside tried covering up the strikers' signs on the outside that was tied to the palm trees. Citizens gathering outside the Curaleaf dispensary Friday near Central Avenue and Thomas Road, hoping their demands for better pay, benefits, working conditions, and safety, among others, won't go up in smoke.
People over profit, justice over greed, cannabis for all, not just corporate need.
In support of the striking workers, UFCW Local 99 hosted the rally, along with elected leaders and community members. The group calling on Curaleaf Midtown to reinstate a recently fired worker and start advancing union contract negotiations.
Your direct action here today speaks volumes, and when you take brave, courageous actions like this to walk off the job, you not only are fighting for yourselves and your coworkers, but for every worker who is taken advantage of by their employer and by corporations.
On June 30th, 2022, the workers voted in favor of unionizing. But nearly 2 years after their organizing campaign began, workers at the Midtown location still do not have a union contract.
We're demanding that Curaleaf comes to the table and negotiates with us, like they were supposed to do when the NLRB ordered them to recognize us. You know, we've been fighting for almost 2 years now, and we're not even anywhere close to a contract.
Curaleaf tells Fox 10 in a statement, in part, while we believe that a direct relationship with our team members is the best route for us to work together, we respect the voices of our team members and will negotiate with union leaders in good faith. For now, the group says they hope Curaleaf can meet at the table and work out the best way forward. To read Curaleaf's entire statement, you can head on over to our website at fox10news.com. Live in Phoenix, Stephanie Bennett, Fox 10 News.
That are now coming to the legal space. All right, so they're here. If you live in Georgia, they're here. If you live in another legal state, they're here. All right, so we're promoting jobs that are.
Or it runs into expired debt, or
well as too much debt for some, leading to massive declines in share prices. But at the end of August, shares of U.S. multi-state operators rallied in the 40% to 50% range, while Canadian licensed producers mostly rallied in the 20% to 30% range. The reason for the renewed optimism? News that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services recommended to the Drug Enforcement Agency to reschedule cannabis to Schedule 3 from Schedule 1. Cannabis, like heroin and ecstasy, are currently listed as a Schedule 1 drug, which means it is considered to have a high potential for abuse and no medical value. In comparison, Schedule 3 drugs are considered less dangerous, with a lower potential for abuse and having some medical value. Lower scheduling could be enough to bring some important benefits to U.S. MSOs, including paying normal taxes, improved banking access, and potential listing on a major U.S. stock exchange. The DEA now must conduct its own review before solely determining any final rescheduling. MSOs like Curaleaf and Green Thumb are the most likely to directly benefit from a rescheduling, and both trade in 5-star territory. Canadian LPs are less likely to benefit, given their lack of U.S. cannabis operations, though we think Tilray and Cronos offer attractive risk-adjusted upside.
Administration is now pushing for a major shift in policy on marijuana. HHS Secretary Javier Becerra confirmed his department is asking the DEA to reclassify marijuana to a less restrictive category of drug. Right now, marijuana is on the Schedule 1 list. This is the most restrictive, includes drugs such as heroin, also LSD. Health and Human Services wants to move marijuana to Schedule 3. That would put it alongside Tylenol with codeine, anabolic steroids. Secretary Becerra said he was following a directive from the president. Let's speak now with Paul Armentano. He's the Deputy Director of NORML, which is a nonprofit lobbying group that has pushed for the full legalization of marijuana since the 1970s. He also wrote the book, Marijuana is Safer, So Why Are We Driving People to Drink? Good to have you on, sir. Thanks so much for joining us today. First, I want to ask a question about the effect of this. Recreational pot is now legal in 23 states. It's legal for medicinal use in 38 states. What would be the practical effect of a national move designating marijuana to a less restrictive class of drugs?
Well, on the one hand, it's refreshing that some 80 years after cannabis was initially removed from pharmacies in the United States, that the federal government is once again finally recognizing its medical utility. That said, as a matter of policy, this proposed change by the Biden administration does little to address the widening divide between state legal marijuana laws and federal law. In fact, every state legalization law that you just mentioned that is currently in conflict with federal marijuana laws today would remain in conflict with federal law going forward when and if the administration goes through with this Schedule III classification.
Okay, and I understand that difference between state and federal laws, but there are dangers here. A 2021 study found that cannabis use disorder is on the rise. A 2020 analysis found that 22% of users would develop an addiction during their lifetime, and that rate is higher for younger people who smoked weekly or every day, about 33%. I wonder, why downgrade marijuana's classification when we are seeing evidence of some risks for some people?
Look, marijuana is here to stay. It's part of our society. That's why states have moved in this direction to regulate cannabis accordingly. If criminalizing and prohibiting cannabis worked, you and I wouldn't be having this conversation right now. The federal government would be having these conversations right now. The reality is that cannabis is not innocuous. That is why it ought to be regulated accordingly. Any risks from cannabis are best mitigated by a policy of legalization, regulation, and education. Those risks are only compounded and exacerbated by a policy of prohibition, stigmatization, and criminalization.
I understand that there is a difference, though, between criminalization and greatly widening access. And I do understand that you actually propose a descheduling of marijuana, which would remove it from the Controlled Substances Act. I guess I just wonder, as this is moving, it's moving very quickly in some places, and now this would be a national step. Is it possible it's moving too quickly, and we're doing so without being conscious of the risks?
Absolutely not. We've had prohibition in this country for over a century. The American public knows it doesn't work. Most politicians know that it doesn't work. Look, the reason that we call for removing cannabis from the Controlled Substances Act altogether is so states have the flexibility to regulate cannabis as they see fit. Tobacco and alcohol are not in the Controlled Substances Act. Those are substances that are well recognized that pose far more greater hazards to health than cannabis. We should at least treat marijuana equally.
Paul Armentano, it's an interesting conversation. Thanks so much for joining us.
Money, 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 money.
Okay, so you all heard it there. I'm so proud to be part of NORML right now again. This was just amazing. He spoke up about medical cannabis, of course, cannabis as a whole. They said, why do he think it's too soon to go ahead with the legalization? 17 years after prohibition, no deaths. But you got a vaccine that you made in 1 year that has created, how many deaths are we talking about here?
Millions.
Okay, from this vaccination that was supposedly to be safe.
Yep, millions.
And so I'm just appalled that they would even want to have it on a scheduling list. And from what I teach and the research that I have, it is no addictive than a caffeine soda. So that means your Coca-Cola, that means having your daily coffee cup. that is not as addictive as I'm fixing to go and shoot up heroin. I'm going to be on the side of the streets with my hair all over my head, and I'm going to be unable to function, take care of my children, or go to work, or operate. Some can't operate heavy machinery, of course, because it allows you to feel relaxed in the relaxation mode.
Or some people that be...
It's not a lot that happens. Now, one thing that we need to make sure stays illegal is fentanyl. Fentanyl is what they giving out in hospitals. They giving it to 1-year-olds. They giving it to 5-year-olds. And it is killing people. We just found out that you can test things with fentanyl, and we're going to be training students in our courses. So if you got to sign up, okay, you got to call us 404-631-6360. We have a little photo of the little test kits that we got on this past week. And shouts out to all the veterans groups that had events going on, and I was present, and therefore the veterans rock and roll. We want to shout out Latter Rain Ministries, who actually helped out in Texas on our Natural Life Texas. So big shout out to them. Anika's Heart Foundation, where Anika Duke is the founder of that organization. And just the test kits was what appalled me, because you can just shake them up, and if the water turns, or the solution turns a color, I think it was red or pink, then there's fentanyl in your product. So you need not to smoke it or conduce it. You need to throw it away, find out who sold it to you. However, I don't know what you're gonna do. Just don't put it into your bodies, okay? And then they have free training classes. So we're gonna offer those free training classes on exposing your products to fentanyl, and how to test your product, whatever type of product. I'm not sure what product you're taking it with, but there are ways that you can test your product for fentanyl.
That's right, guys, because once you get on fentanyl, man, you're going to wake up dead.
It's not, look, I ain't even laughing, because I don't like the way that it has done to our communities. It's making cannabis have a bad name.
It's making everything have a bad name.
I mean, but for the most part, just learn that life is for the living, and you want to live, you want to be there for your family, you want to live a long lasting time, okay? So you gotta know what you're putting into your body. And I'm talking about food, we're talking about the meat. What was you talking about?
Say, man, Wendy's is gonna be selling hamburgers for 1 cent September the 18th. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, for that whole week, man, do not eat no hamburgers, man. Don't eat the hamburgers from Wendy's. All right, the next week after that, McDonald's is gonna start selling their double cheeseburgers for 50 cents. Man, do not eat them hamburgers. Do y'all see my eyes, man? Do not eat them hamburgers, okay? Say, man, right now, the hamburgers that they giving out right now, man, is that lab-grown meat. Now, check this out. If y'all know anything, if y'all remember anything, right, we all know how serious this is. We know how serious that is. Then we got to know how serious not eating these hamburgers is, okay? This is about to be some foolish, man. This is some foolery. They already approved you to have 3D printed salmon. I saw it for myself, 3D printed salmon.
Wow.
Are they printing salmon in the water where salmon come from naturally? No, they do not. Then they gonna give you lab tested meat. Guess what? Each one of these new foods that these folks finna develop, they gonna have the mRNA vaccine already in it.
We're just a holistic cannabis show. We're not the CNN or all of that. So,
cause CNN get paid not to tell you.
We in our thoughts and any of our things that we say has nothing to do with.
They ain't got to do with Status Network. They got everything to do with Henderson.
From any of Mr. Henderson's wilded out,
Come find me, man. Come find me. Come find me. I got some words for you.
He's not really being serious, you guys.
Don't eat them hamburgers.
However, we thank you for watching the show, and same place, same time on next Sunday. Please join us and have a good time.
Eat more chicken.